Well, we come out to do some detecting. Nice little creek though. Big old tree over there. But where we're going, you gotta go down this little creek a little ways, and there's a valley that goes up through there. And the place sits up in there a little ways. It's actually got a name on the old maps. It's called Maple Grove. I'm not sure of the name of the people who live there, but it's an early to middle 1800s site. I'm gonna go see if we can find anything up there. This is the road I came up. I got a two-wheel drive. A few little spots were a little iffy, but we made it. Okay, we got a target right in here. It's high 80s down to the middle 70s, and it's got a little bit of a chop, a little bit of a growl in it. It tells me that it could be a piece of irony junk, or it could be something plated. And you know, metal detectors can't always tell you exactly what's in the ground, but I'm suspecting it's a piece of junk. But being high tones with just a touch of growl, we're gonna dig it and see what it is. I have worked up through here. I found a couple of old shotgun shells and a piece of an old clock, but nothing amazing yet. This one sounds pretty good though, so other than that little bit of chop, I figured I'd bring you in. It says it's about 6 inches. We'll just scratch down here a little bit. Yeah, might as well do a little talking while we're digging, right? Maple Grove, it's one that I've been to many times. It's one of the places I started metal detecting at seriously when I got into it more seriously, you know. But found a few things here. Nothing, no old coins or nothing yet, but maybe today, right? So never know. All right, we already got it on the pinpointer, which is a good thing or a bad thing. If it could be on the pinpointer early, you know, not very deep, and it could be a big piece of junk down low that the pinpointer can read from a distance, or we could be really close to it and it's just a nice little small object. Usually small things are better because they're, you know, more apt to be a coin or whatnot. Okay, do a little better digging in here. Right in that sidewall a little bit. So we'll just pull the dirt back out from behind it. Try not to scratch the item, whatever it is. But it's almost starting to seem like a smaller object, which is good. It could just be an old square nail too. Sometimes they sound really good with just a little bit of chop. It could be anything. Well, I think we're getting closer down in there. Oh, what is it? Oh, it's an old sleigh bell. That's pretty cool. And it's complete too. Yeah, that's on camera. See that? An old sleigh bell. Might even have the little dinger inside there. We'll see later on when we get it cleaned up. Still got some of its silver coating on it. Pretty cool. Nice little find. Okay, off to the next one. Thinking about it now, that little bit of growl that was in that target, that could be the little steel piece of wire that holds the little knocker inside that bell. And sometimes the little knocker was made out of steel too, so that could be the little bit of growl. We'll see later on. Okay, another target. This one sounds pretty good. Reading 82, right up around 80s, 6 inches down. But there's some little bit of iron tone around it, so it could be junk that's down a little bit deeper. We'll see here in just a minute. 6 inches. We'll try to dig out a plug here that's about that deep or close to it. I like going close to it, unless I know I can get right past it with the plug. Alright, a few roots in there is typical, but let's see if we can find it with the pointer. There it is already. And it seems like a small target, which is always a plus. We know it's not a big old horseshoe or something. Could be a piece of aluminum foil too from somebody up here modern days hunting and whatnot. Oh, maybe it's deeper than what I thought it was. I feel something down in there. It feels like a big piece of iron. Let's try to touch the magnet down in there. That's a neodymium magnet on there. Pretty strong. But you just touch it down in there and, you know, there's a piece of iron right there. I felt it pull immediately. Let's just pop it out, seeing how we're so close. What is it? Big old steel washer or something. Junk. Okay, we'll check our hole again, and if there ain't nothing in there, we'll fill it in and move on to the next one. That's the camera. I know you can't hear the tones because I have my headphones on. And to take my headphones off of this machine, which is the Garrett AT Pro, I gotta completely unscrew it. So I'm not gonna do that. I'll just let you know what the targets are saying, and maybe I'll show you the screen once in a while. Okay, off to the next one. All right, I'm on another target here. Whoop, sorry about that. Anyway, I'm on another target here. Let me find it again. Right in here. Reading 76, 78, strong signal. I like those strong signals. It's about 6 inches deep, it's saying, so I'll try to poke it out of here and see what it is. 76. I'm gonna guess. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe an old penny or a dime. Flat buttons usually read a little bit lower than that. So 70s is usually a good coin indicator. Well, we're close to it. Got a bunch of roots in here kind of holding us up. Feel stone down in there. Whatever's down in there, we're going to try not to scratch it. It's hard to do sometimes when you get in this stony, rooty ground like this. Well, we'll give it our best. Is it that right there? Is that an old lead pipe? I believe it is. Yep, piece of old lead pipe. It's weird that it's reading so high. I'm going to take my earphones off for a minute and listen to this. Sometimes they use tin when they made old pipes, and the way you can tell is when you bend them, you listen, and they'll crackle. No, that's just lead. I couldn't hear no crackle, so that's just a tip too. You can tell between a tin, not tin as in steel tin, because that's not real tin, but the actual metal called tin. When you bend it and you hear a little crackle, then you know it's tin and not lead. Okay, off to the next one. I'm surprised that read so high. Just got this old spoon. It was reading about a 67. Old spoon. Junk. Okay, off to the next one. Hell no, this target here I almost didn't dig. There's iron all around it, and the ground in here is really choppy. And sometimes, like if you have an iron target, let's say here and one here, as you pass the middle of your coil in between them, for some reason that'll read a good target. It'll read high 80s sometimes and stay right on that tone and tell you it's a good target. But over time, learning your detector, well, I can't really speak for all detectors, but this AT Pro, that's how it is. Sometimes it'll read a good target in between two iron ones. And learning how to use your pinpoint on your detector to see how big the items are and where they sit and everything. I've learned that sometimes in between targets it'll sound good. But so this one I thought might be one of those, and I dug it anyway because I was able to get a repetitive target that came off that number a little bit and back on. So I figured there might be something in here, and I think I might have a silver spoon, because usually those older spoons, when you find them on these old sites, they didn't use stainless steel or anything. If it's still shiny, it's usually silver. So you can see it right here, I think. Yeah. Let's see here. I believe that is going to be silver. A silver spoon. Nice. That's a nice find right there. Oh, is that a date? 17 or a 1922? Let me try to get that focused on the camera there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get it focused. Come on, camera. There we go. 1922 maybe? That's cool, yep. See, it says right there. Sterling. Nice spoon. Okay. I don't know what that weighs, but silver's at $25 an ounce right now. That's a good find. That's not junk. Okay, off to the next one. Okay, we got that silver spoon right here. And right up here we have another target. We'll dig this one out together. It doesn't sound too bad. It's got a little bit of, it goes from 70s to 60s, so it could be something plated. We'll see what it is. It says it's about 4 or 6 inches. Let me pinpoint it here. Find it again with the detector. Oh, gotta move the camera. Actually, that's sounding like junk to me, but we'll still dig it just to make sure. When I say it sounds like junk, once in a while a 30s will pop in there for the same kind of area, during the same tone. There's no break in it. It goes right from 60s, 70s, and then it'll hit up a 30, 36, you know. But that's on this detector. But you never know till you dig it. Let me see if we can pinpoint it here. Okay, we got it pinpointed. Got the general area where it is. Look at that. Lunch in the woods. Oh, I dropped him. Okay, we might have moved it a little bit. Not positive. Is that a hunk of iron? Nope. Okay, must just be a big stone there. Try to scrape the top of it off there. This target's a little bit weird. Like it was strung on the pinpointer and then it wasn't. Oh, there's something sharp. What is that? Rock. Yeah, it's getting pretty deep now. Let me check it with a magnet down in there. Hang on just a minute. Let's see how big this thing is. I'll use my pinpoint on the detector. I'm gonna kick that dirt out of the way. Sorry about that. Okay. Still a lot of growl in it. I'm gonna keep digging though. Try to set you back up here. Or maybe I'll bring you back in when I get a little closer. Well, there's a hunk of iron down in there. I'm not gonna dig it. Let's keep moving. In just a minute here, I'll show you the house foundation that's right up here, right on this flat. I'll show you that in just a minute. Okay, here we go. This target sounds amazing. I'm gonna guess that's silver. It's reading a strong 91. The signal is repeatable on both ways of the swing. 4 to 6 inches down. I'm guessing silver. There's no chop in it at all. Let's see what we got here. And again, I should be wearing gloves. I've already pulled glass out of a lot of the holes. Okay. Let's get that pinpointer in there and see what it says. Okay, it's on that side of the hole. Just be careful here. In case it's an old coin. Don't want to scratch it. Could be wrong. It might be junk. But to me it sounds like silver. Oh, I see roundness in the hole. Alright. I'm guessing it's a silver coin. Let me bring you in closer here. Sorry if I'm shaking that too much. See the round edge of it right there? Let's see what this is. Oh, I'm guessing it's definitely a coin. I'm betting silver because copper coins and bronze don't usually read that high. No, it's a large cent. It's a copper coin. I'm surprised it read so high. It's in good condition though. I can see Liberty on the headband already. Let me get you set back up here. Okay, tip you down a little bit here. Sorry about all that. Let's take a look at this together though. Look at that. Look at the shape of the 1853. Can still see Liberty pretty clearly on there. I'm not sure about the 53. What that was, that's 3 years before the Flying Eagle. I'm gonna have to look at that when I get home, but large cent from the Maple Grove site. Very nice. For those of you that don't know what large cents are, they're the first penny of the United States, actually, of the United States mintage when we were actually a country. I believe, and I could be wrong, I believe they went from 1797 to 1855. Could be wrong though. I've probably found 25 in my life, given most of them away. The ones I do keep usually have like a stamp on them from a store or whatnot, if you know what I mean. Like they'll put their name on, name of their business or whatnot on the actual penny itself, stamp it in. I like more personal things like that. But okay, beautiful large cent. I'm surprised I've never found that here before. None of my friends or brothers have. We've all hunted this, but okay, gotta quit running my jaw and get back to it, right? Let's go find some more. I don't know if you can see much of the iron that's laying around here. There's a piece right over there and some down here, and the ground is littered with it in this area. In most old home sites, even though you can't see it, they're usually surrounded by little pieces of nail and different pieces of odd iron and whatnot, and good artifacts. But a trick for me that I've learned while using my standard size coil, I do have a smaller one, but I like to use the standard size. I also have a big one. But a trick that I've learned is when you're dealing with a lot of trash is I almost kind of like pinpoint with my detector instead of actually swing. I'll move a very, very small arcs in areas like so. Now all the way around here, I just hear a growl, repeated growl after growl after growl in my ear because I am wearing my headphones. But when I come across the target, like I got one right there, but I'm getting both targets within one sound. I'm getting a high tone and a low tone. The low tone is an iron and the high tone is a better object, such as a brass or copper or something like that. Silver, aluminum, non-ferrous. So now that I have a target right here, what I'll do is I just make believe the end of my shaft is actually my coil. I'm just pointing the end of my shaft at the ground at very specific areas, and I'll move around it and see if I get any target around the area. And that allows me to pinpoint exactly where that target is. Now normally like I'm swinging fast now, I hear all kinds of iron tones and high pitches in there. And that's just the space in between those iron tones, I believe, giving you a false signal. And when you try to pinpoint on those areas like here, all I get is growl. So I know that this is its own individual target right there. So let's dig that up and see if I'm right. Be back in a minute when I get closer. Okay, I believe I've already found that target with the pinpointer right here. So seeing how I can find it with the pinpointer, it's right on the surface. That means it's not too deep, or it's very big. Swinging back and forth on it, we know it's not a very big target. Hopefully it's not that piece of coal. Coal does set your detector off. It'll do funny things sometimes. Give you all kinds of false readings. That was a piece of coal. Nope, we got it right here. See, now it's nothing old, but that's a target that's in between many other targets around it. See, all that growl is still all the way around there. I know you can't hear it, but you can see where I'm swinging and understand that's all iron all the way around, and we picked that little target out of the middle of it. Okay, just a tip. Just treat your coil as though it's a little tiny thing, and just work in little areas, just little tiny areas when you get those better targets, and try to really pinpoint the exact spot to see if it really is its own target. Okay, on to the next one. A little buckle. Keep going. Well, now here's the old home site here. Kind of went here. Oops, right here. There was a wall there and one there. Come back over, and it went over here. Somehow, just a little. It was probably back in here, a little bit wider, and then the main part over here, kind of funny shaped. And here was the entrance down into the basement, and I believe this over here was just an addition. I'm pretty sure this was the house. And down here, a little ways, is the old barn and possibly a piece of an old mill. We'll go down there in a little while, but I just wanted to show you the old foundation here. Maple Grove. Now here's a pretty cool find. This is only down an inch or two. I can't read any of the head stamp on it right now, but it looks to be about a 12 gauge. But what this is this is an old shell. I believe it's late 1800s, maybe early 1900s. I don't quite remember. I found one other one, but it was a 10 gauge, and it was just partial. But what this is a full brass shotgun shell. Now nowadays, they're plastic from the brass above, and they used to be made out of paper above the brass, and those are the ones we commonly find when we're metal detecting. But this one, the whole thing is entirely made out of brass. This whole thing is brass, and they were reloadable back in the day. And just a really cool find. They're rare to find in the woods or really anywhere anymore, so that's a cool find. We'll clean the dirt out of it later. Hopefully you can see that, but that whole thing is brass. Pretty cool old find. Hunting history right there. Okay, we got something interesting out of this hole. Looks like some kind of tag. Let's see what it says on here. Might be modern, who knows. I can't really. Lawrence something Dryden. Lawrence somebody from Dryden, New York, which is just up the road. Lawrence Keech. Looks like Keech. Don't know who he is. Dryden. Might have been off a dog collar or something. Hopefully I had that in the camera, but Lawrence Keech, Dryden, New York. Maybe I'll put that on Facebook and see if anybody knows whose it is. Okay, on to the next one. Okay, we got another good signal. I scratched the top off. I'm able to find it with a pinpointer right over in here, so we'll get it up out of there and see what it is. Oh, it looks like it could be a coin. A coin or a button. Let's take a look. Let me sit down here behind the camera. Could be a button. Could be a coin. Looks like an Indian head penny, and it was reading 66 to 68, so looks like he's wearing a headdress there, don't it? I can't really see if it's focusing that good. Let me look at it without the camera here for a minute. I can't really tell what that is. A little too dirty. I'm gonna have to take it home and take a look at it. Almost looks like a Indian head penny right there. I'm not sure if you can see the headdress around the back. Very rough shape if it is. Whatever it is, it's very rough shape. Be about valueless except for the fun of finding it. Alright, we'll take a look at that later and see what it is. Some kind of coin though. Cool. Okay, that's not junk. On to the next one. Okay, let me set the camera up here. We'll take a look at this coin I just found in this hole. Right out of there. Let me get behind the camera here. Okay. Clean it off a bit here. I don't know what this one is either. It's a penny, probably. It's that size, maybe an Indian head. I don't think it's anything modern. It's pretty wore. But there was other old coins that were older than our country that were minted, I believe this size, that were copper. So again, we'll have to take a look at it later on and see what it is. Another coin though. Good day. It's a good day. I don't really see nothing on there. Might just be a weedy. We'll find out later. That's not junk. Just found a weedy. Take that home, clean it up. Cross our fingers that it's a 1943. Copper. Okay, on to the next one. We got to get going pretty soon, but we'll still do a little more detecting. Okay, we got another great sounding target. I'm actually starting to work my way out of here. We're still up by the house foundation, but it's about time for me to go. Just going to swing really quick and just try to dig those better targets, the higher pitch targets. But right here we got something that sounds really good, crisp and clean. High 70s, low 80s. It wasn't very deep, 2 to 4 inches. You might think, well, if it's not that deep, then it can't be that old, right? Well, that's not the case. There's a tree root right here, which might have helped pick that coin to the surface. I found modern stuff 8 inches deep, and I found old stuff like 2 inches deep, so you never know. Okay, we got it pinpointed right here. Do I see an edge of something there? Yeah, what is this? Oh, look at that piece of jewelry. Wow. Look at that. Silver. I wonder what kind of stone that is. That is very, very cool. Can you see that? Don't want to scratch the gem. Blue. Blue sapphire? I don't know. But that's either sterling silver or a white gold. Oh man, I can't wait to clean that up and take a look at it. Oh, that's beautiful. Wow. Very surprised by that. Very cool find. I'm gonna put that in a special little spot. Got a little pocket in my pouch here that I put the better coins and the better stuff in. We're gonna put that in there, and I don't want to leave, but I have to. Just gonna detect pretty quick on out of here. I'll stop and show you where the barn was, and I think where possibly an old mill was. Good find, not junk. Next. Now right here, I think, well, it might be remnants of an old mill. A wall goes across here, and then one goes up through there. Well, I found an old grinding stone set up here on this wall before, and it's right over here next to the creek, so could be an old mill, sawmill, or something. Nice little trout hole there. We do have brook trout in this little stream. Once in a while we get a brown coming up from the lower stream, but pretty little area. All these old places are pretty. I can only imagine them back in the day. Of course, all these trees wouldn't have been here, but just a quaint little place sitting out here in the middle of nowhere. Would have been beautiful. Okay, let's get out of here and go home and clean up a few of these better finds and see what we got. And right here, I think what might have been an old barn that went along with the whole homestead. There's a wall, and it goes along here, up there, and back to there. A few stone stacks around, but this is concrete, so it's a little bit later. Not as old as the house is, but yeah. Okay, keep on moving. I'll tell you what, it sure is nice that it gets dark later in the evening now, isn't it? Pretty little area. Pretty little creek. From a distance, I thought that tree was older. I was gonna metal detect around it. Maybe that big one over there, but I think that's been since that house was here. Not quite old enough. All right, we're gonna keep on moving, heading our way out of here. Well, I'm out here in the shop, made it home. I'm gonna do some cleaning on the stuff. I already got that large cent clean, and that jewelry piece needs a little more work. I don't generally clean coins too much. I just clean them off enough to identify them. Sometimes I don't do anything to them, just leave them dry and just leave the dirt on there. But this one I washed off, not with anything, just kind of rubbed my fingers around with some water and got the dirt off there. But generally you don't want to clean coins. So I'm going to go through all this stuff, pick out the better stuff, clean it up nice, throw the rest in the scrap, and I'll show you what we get when we're done. Stay tuned. Well, we did pretty darn good today, I'd say. These are the better finds. There's a lot of junk, what I consider junk too, but listen. Still got its ringer in there, and yeah, it's made of steel. And this is a Winchester 12 gauge full brass. Full brass started in 1877. That's an old one. Got that name tag there, probably off a dog's collar, I mean. It's not really, valuable or anything, but it's a personal item. I like finding personal items, like buttons and things with names and whatnot. Got that 1853 large cent. 2 Indian head pennies. I can't see the date without cleaning them anymore, and I'm not going to clean them. I'll give them to somebody, and they can clean them if they want. This Lincoln cent wheat penny, 1918. It's a beautiful piece of jewelry. The camera doesn't do it any justice at all. When you look down through it, you see all the facets down through there. I don't know what kind of stone it is, but hopefully it's real. Sterling silver, I believe. And then this pretty cool old spoon, sterling spoon. Pretty cool. 1922. I believe it's 1922. Then on the other side is the initials. I'll share a picture on there. I can't figure out what letter that's supposed to be. I'm not going to get it very good on video, but I'll put a picture up of it. Maybe you can help me identify it. Right there is where a piece of steel laid right against that spoon in the ground. Pretty cool though. I love that piece of jewelry. I'm sure the wife will love it too. Alright, we did a pretty damn good today. Thanks for stopping in and going along on the little hike and hunt for artifacts in the woods. Stay tuned for other videos, and as always, have fun.